Today we are going to study about electrochemistry. This is the second chapter of your syllabus and very important chapter. Right. So we are going to discuss about part 1 of this chapter is electrode potential. Before we proceed for electrode potential, let me know what is electrochemistry. Electrochemistry is the study of production of electricity from energy released during spontaneous chemical reaction and the use of electrical energy to bring about non-spontaneous chemical transformations. So in electrochemistry, we study about the production of electricity by spontaneous chemical reaction and use of electrical energy to bring about non-spontaneous chemical transformation. Simply we can say chemical energy converted into electrical energy by spontaneous process, and electrical energy will convert into chemical energy by non-spontaneous way. Large number of metals, sodium hydroxide, chlorine, fluorine and many other chemicals are produced by electrochemical methods. I can say if you have reactivity series, then in that reactivity series element placed above aluminium and aluminium also can be prepared in metallurgy by passing electricity. Batteries and fuel cell, various dry cells are source of electrical energy, and that electrical energy generated by chemical reaction. All such arrangement in which there are two electrodes and electrolytic cell, such arrangements are known as electrochemical cell, or all such arrangement in which electrochemical process of electrochemistry can be done are known as electrochemical cell. There are two types of electrochemical cell. One is called galvanic cell and another one is called electrolytic cell. Galvanic cell convert, as we know, that spontaneous reaction convert chemical energy into electrical energy, and electrolytic cell used in non-spontaneous chemical reaction convert electrical energy into chemical energy. Spontaneous redox reaction occurs in it, but in electrolytic cell non-spontaneous redox reaction occurs. Change in Gibbs free energy negative, change in Gibbs free energy positive. We know, or if we don't know, then remember, for a spontaneous process delta G always negative, and for non-spontaneous process delta G always positive. In galvanic cell generally anode is negative and cathode is positive. In electrolytic cell anode is positive, cathode is negative, but remember always oxidation takes place at anode and reduction takes place at cathode. In this such arrangement, in the first arrangement in galvanic cell, we can see one container is zinc, a container in which zinc rod dipped in zinc sulfate solution, other container in which copper rod dipped in copper sulfate solution. Oxidation take place at anode, zinc oxidize, lose electron and zinc ion discharge in solution, and electron remain on electrode. That's why that electrode is negatively charged, because there high percentage of electron, and that's why this electrode become negative. And on another electrode, in contrast of it, their copper ion will take electron and convert into copper. And in this case, what will happen? Copper ion will take electron, convert into copper, copper deposit at cathode, and reduction take place, and that electron which comes from anode to cathode by external circuit given to copper ion by copper electrode. So it means in solution copper gives electron. This positive and negative terminal decided on the basis of gain of electron or loss of electron by electrode. So that's why this copper electrode now become positively charged. Right, Cu2 plus 2 electron gives Cu. Similarly, so here electron travel from anode to cathode, and comparatively cathode will be positive and anode will be negative. That's why current flow through cathode to anode. When we put this combination in any circuit, in that case from copper electrode to anode or zinc electrode, current will flow. Right, in electrolytic cell there's different arrangement, and positive terminal, negative terminal decided on the basis of terminals of external source. Positive terminal, negative terminal, but it is simply clear that oxidation always takes place at anode and reduction takes place at cathode. This is very, very important. One more important thing, for this combination we'll discuss in further part of the chapter also. If we some potential generate, some electricity generate in galvanic cell, in first combination we can see, but if you put any external source which has more potential as compared to the potential generated by that galvanic cell, in that case that whole cell will work as electrolytic cell. Remember it. Now we are going to discuss about galvanic cell. A galvanic cell is, we can say, a galvanic cell is so that galvanic cell is an electrochemical cell that converts the chemical energy of a spontaneous redox reaction into electrical energy. In this device, the gives energy of the spontaneous redox reaction is converted into electrical work, which may be used for running a motor or other electrical gadgets like heater, fan, geyser, etc, etc, etc. Right? What will happen in galvanic cell? As I already told, zinc oxidize, because zinc had tendency to get oxidized as compared to copper. This is actually comparative reactions. One which has more tendency to give electron, and another which has less tendency to electron give electron, their ion will take electron. It means those have higher tendency to give electron act as reducing agent, and those have lower tendency to give electron, their ion will act as oxidizing agent. This is, remember it clearly. So here zinc is reducing agent, it gives electron, but copper ion is oxidizing agent. And one which is more better reducing agent, or its ion always weak oxidizing agent. Here zinc is better reducing agent, that's why Zn2 plus is weak oxidizing agent, and Cu is weak reducing agent, that's why Cu2 plus is good oxidizing agent. This reaction is a combination of two half reaction whose addition give the overall cell reaction. Cu2 plus 2 electron gives Cu, reduction half cell. Zinc plus gives Zn2 plus 2 electron, oxidation half reaction. And in this arrangement we can also see zinc ion give electron, zinc will give electron and convert into zinc ion, and copper ion will take electron and convert into copper. A salt bridge is required to connect two different electrolytes. The salt bridge is important to connect, is important to maintain ionic equilibrium in both the solution. The tendency of compound used in salt bridge must have some characteristic, like their ions must have same ionic mobility. It means both ions must have same speed. They must not react with cell reaction. And when this connection applied, after a few seconds, light bulb glow will show generation of electricity. So a galvanic cell electrode potential. Now we come on our actual topic, that is electrode potential. As we have seen that zinc gives electron to the zinc gives electron to electrode and discharge in solution. It means zinc discharge in solution and electrons remains on electrode. Right. So zinc has tendency to give electron and electrons on electrode and zinc ion in solution. It is very clear the electrolytic solution has higher potential as compared to electrode, because electrode is negative and solution will be positive after this reaction. Zinc ion will be positive and electrode will be negative. Hence a potential difference generates between electrode and electrolyte. So that potential difference generates between on interface of electrolyte and electrode is known as electrode potential. If somewhere it is generated by oxidation, it means that potential will be oxidation potential, and somewhere it is generated by reduction, in that case that potential will be reduction potential. Right. Electrode potential. A potential difference develops between the electrode and the electrolyte, which is called electrode potential. As I already mentioned, at some electrode-electrolyte interface, there is a tendency of metal ion from the solution to deposit on metal electrode, trying to make it positively charged. That is reduction, other one is oxidation, right? And when the concentration of all these species involved in half cell is unity, then the electrode potential is known as standard electrode potential. Unity, it means the concentrations are always 1 molar. If it is, then whole potentials are known as standard electrode potential. Clear it is? Okay. According to IUPAC convention, standard reduction potential are now called standard electrode potential. IUPAC considered as standard reduction potential as standard electrode potential. It means if somewhere is oxidation potential is given, if it is oxidation potential and we need to write it, some element show oxidation, it has better tendency to get oxidized, in that case their reduction potential must be in negative. So if you find somewhere reduction potential negative, it means that compound, that element, that substance actually has tendency to get oxidized. Right? Okay. The half cell in which oxidation takes place is called anode, as I already mentioned. Right? Some points is for your reading actually. There exists a potential difference between two electrodes as soon as switch is on position and all that. Potential difference between two electrodes of galvanic cell is called cell potential. Between two electrodes, that potential difference is called cell potential, and under this potential electric current flow. The cell potential is the difference between electrode potential of the cathode and anode. It is called cell electromotive force also, when no current is drawn through the cell. In current electricity part of your physics, you will you study the relation between actually cell potential and electromotive. Electromotive force is the potential between terminals of electrodes when no current is drawn through the cell. The cell potential when we use that cell in circuit. Cell representation. It is now an accepted convention that we keep the anode on the left and the cathode on the right while representing the galvanic cell. I already mentioned. Cell representation is given here. You can see, if you want to represent any cell, then anode, electrode, we start from electrode. Cu solid is Cu solid, this is electrode, and the slash is defined interface. Cu2 plus aqueous, it defines solution ion. Two lines define, these two lines define salt bridge, and again then Ag plus aqueous, and again this line and Ag solid. So from start from anode, then solution, then cathodic solution and the cathode. The formula required for determination of E cell is equal to E of cathode minus E of anode, and here E is standard reduction potential. It is E is reduction potential, and if we have that formula, in that case cell diagram, in that case E cell is equal to E right minus E left. We can also write it right. So this is very important to know, this formula. Standard hydrogen electrode. Standard hydrogen electrode, we had discussed about copper electrode, we had discussed about zinc electrode. Here we are going to discuss about standard hydrogen electrode. Standard hydrogen electrode consists of platinum electrode coated with platinum black. Here you can see standard hydrogen electrode. This is platinum plate, finely divided platinum coating with platinum foil. Hydrogen pass through it, or if it evolve, exit from here. The solution will be 1 molar concentration, and such reaction, when it is used as cathode, it gives this reaction. When it is used as anode, it gives this reaction. Sometimes metal like platinum or gold are used as inert electrode. They do not participate in reaction but provide the surface for oxidation or reduction reaction and for conduction of electrode. If you find somewhere platinum, gold, graphite, it means they just required to connect external circuit to internal circuit. They would not participate in chemical reaction. Now, at 298 Kelvin, the EMF of cell is standard hydrogen electrode. How can we determine the EMF of cell? So first, standard hydrogen electrode, and second half constructed by taking standard hydrogen electrode as anode. So for example, you can see here I have taken standard hydrogen electrode as anode and copper electrode as cathode. When we arrange it, what would we find? When we arrange it, what would we find? This left side is cathode, and this left side will be anode, and this is cathode. So E naught of cell is equal to E naught of cathode and E naught of anode. E naught, these are determinations or abbreviations for standard reduction potential. We can put it as E naught of cell is equal to E naught of Cu2 plus 2Cu, or E naught of H plus 2H. Cu2 plus 2Cu. Reduction is given in it. Everywhere, wherever you write, need to write reduction potential, you need abbreviation in such manner. E naught of Cu2 plus is slans Cu, showing reduction potential, standard reduction potential of copper ion. H plus H2, standard reduction potential of hydrogen. That in a previous slide it is also mentioned that electrode potential, standard electrode potential of hydrogen, standard hydrogen electrode is 0. When we connect these two, in that case, if we use in place of, in this, if we use here a voltmeter, in that case the reading of voltmeter is considered as cell potential. Reading of that voltmeter will be considered as cell potential, and this cell potential we use here, and this is 0, so we would get standard electrode potential of copper ion. And if you need to write SOP, standard oxidation potential, in that case SRP is equal to minus SOP we can use. Example, second important example is for determination of standard electrode potential of zinc. The same manner, same arrangement, but here zinc has more tendency to give electron, that's why zinc is used as anode and that hydrogen electrode is used as cathode. Representation is there, start from zinc, zinc 2 plus, Cu2 plus, Cu. That is in last one it is actually. So it is simply, this is the representation is there, E naught of cell, E naught of cathode minus E naught of anode, and that E naught of cell, in place of bulb we use voltmeter, E naught of cell what we would get 0.76 volt, and which is equal to 0.01 standard hydrogen electrode, which is cathode, and minus E naught of Zn 2 plus and Zn. So E naught of Zn 2 plus Zn will be minus 0.76 volt. It means zinc has actual tendency to get oxidized. Zinc ion does not have equal tendency to get reduced. So it means that reaction we are showing here, Zn2 plus will turn into Zn. Opposite of it is actually possible, spontaneously possible. Negative signs show that zinc has natural tendency to of oxidation. And in our last condition, you can see that copper 2 plus has natural tendency to get reduced. Right. Example, determination of EMF of following cell. Here is an example of Daniell cell, and we are going to discuss find E naught of cell. So we have electrode potential of zinc, we have electrode potential of copper, right? Reduction electrode potential of zinc ion, reduction electrode potential of copper ion, and now the formula is E naught of cell is equal to E naught of cathode minus E naught of anode. Remember it, E naught of cell is equal to E naught of Cu2 plus to Cu minus E naught of Zn2 plus to Zn, and E naught of cell is equal to 0.34 minus 0.76, and this is 1.1 volt is E naught of cell, or EMF of cell while it's not used. Positive value of E naught of cell showing that the reaction will be feasible, reaction will be spontaneous, and cell will work. If it is negative, cell will not work, reaction will be non-spontaneous, and reaction will be non-feasible as well. So as we had determined electrode potential of zinc and copper, by that same way electrode potential of many ions, many compounds, many elements have been determined and placed in a series. Such series is known as electrochemical series. This is an example of this is a general electrochemical series just given in your textbook. F2 is most oxidizing agent, and hence its standard electrode potential, which is standard reduction potential, is highest. It can oxidize any other substance. Highest it has. Some more compounds or elements are also given, ions are also given. You can see, since hydrogen ion all have positive electrode potential, it means above hydrogen ion all ions, all substance show natural reaction. It means forward reaction for them is natural. But below hydrogen ion the values are negative. It means backward reaction is natural for those elements. Remember it. So it means that above element is more oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent are those substances which reduce easily, and reducing agent are those substances which oxidize itself. Right? So above element or ion whatever showing forward reaction, but below hydrogen showing backward reaction. Natural, actually I can say natural. What we need, this is different. Natural reaction are as follows. And their electrode potential, standard electrode potential, E naught of cell is equal to E of cathode minus E of anode. In those in that formula you need to put values as it is, whatever they are, minus, negative, positive, whatever. But here we need to know the strong oxidizing agent placed above and weak strong reducing agent is placed below. Li is strongest reducing agent and F2 is strongest oxidizing agent. And as we move from top to bottom, nature to get reduce, decrease, or nature to get oxidize, increase. Cu2 plus easily reduced by Pb, but Cu2 plus cannot be reduced by I2. And the best way how to know the reaction is possible or not, just use formula E cell is equal to E naught of cathode minus E naught of anode. And if the value is positive, it means reaction will be useful, otherwise not. Right? It's very easy way how we find which reaction is possible, which way is possible, which way is not possible. Generally we do not know need to know, remember all those, but try to remember some general, like Z electrode potential of general reagent Zn2 plus, and for Cu2 plus, and for Fe2 plus, like you can remember, it will be good, right? Nernst equation for half cell. Nernst equation are actually used to determine electrode potential of such half cell or cell in which the concentration of solution is less or more than 1. In previous cases or in electrochemical series, values are given for standard electrode potential or E of cell. E naught of cell we can determine by that way, but we need to know, if we need to know E, it means general oxidation electrode potential or general force for such solution in which the molar concentration is more than or less than 1, we need this Nernst equation. This Nernst equation we can write for our equation as Mn2 plus M minus RT upon NF natural log QC. QC is just the that reaction quotient we know, and it is as it is that dimension, it is similar to equilibrium constant, but actually it is exist in each and every stage of chemical reaction. So we could write it as m upon m to the power n plus, but m is solid here, and the active mass or that concentration of any pure substance will be considered as 1, and that's why we put here 1, and for half electrode we can use it as according to that formula. In this above formula, R is universal gas constant, T is temperature, which is generally considered as 298 Kelvin, so we no need to put again that value. 0.059 is calculation of all those things, but we must know N is number of electron exchange during the reaction, and F is Faraday number. It is equal to the charge of 1 mole electron. F is equal to Ne. If N is Avogadro number and E is electronic charge, that is F. N is Avogadro number is here. Nernst equation for complete cell, we can use two different similar previous cells, and after calculation what we would get, E cell is equal to E naught of cell 0.059 by n log 10 base Zn2 plus Cu2 plus, which means left hand side or that substance formed by oxidation, or right hand side, so formed by reduction. So LHS upon RHS if it is given in formula, or if it is given reaction, in that case we use that product upon reactant, or simply ions anode, ions cathode. But QC, if you have know how to find QC, this will be very good for you. Relation between equilibrium constant and standard electrode potential, we know at equilibrium QC equal to Kc and E cell is equal to 0. So hence at equilibrium Nernst equation is given as E naught of cell is equal minus RT upon NF natural log Kc, and E naught of cell is equal to RT upon NF natural log Kc. At equilibrium E cell is equal to 0. E naught of cell is equal to minus RT upon NF natural log Kc. E naught of cell is equal to this value. So this is the relation between E naught of cell or Kc. It means E cell. What happened actually at equilibrium? The rate of forward reaction and rate of backward reaction will be equal. In that case, those have higher electrode potential decrease, those have lower potential lower electrode potential increase. So that value will be equal. In that case, that value will be 0, right? So this is very important. The relation between change in Gibbs free energy and electromotive force. Gibbs free energy, in last year in thermodynamics you studied it. It is actually the work done for useful work done in useful work. Here the electrical work is going to be, so electrical work done in 1 second is equal to electrical potential multiplied by total charge. Work done is equal to Q into V, we know. So here the Q is E, electronic charge, and V is potential. And when we are going to discuss about 1 molar substance, in that case the electronic charge will be equal to charge of 1 mole electron, which is F, Faraday number. So delta G naught is equal to minus NF E naught of cell. And if we use this value of here put the value of E naught of cell from the previous slide, we can find again one more important relation, delta G naught REV reversible is equal to minus RT natural log Q. Right. So the one formula is, some important formulas are here given. The one formula is delta G naught reversible is equal to minus NF E naught of cell. Another formula is delta G naught reversible is equal to minus delta G naught reversible is equal to minus RT natural log QC. Another important formula is E naught of cell is equal to RT NF natural log QC. Another important formula is Nernst equation. E cell is equal to E naught of cell 0 minus 0.059 log 10 way Zn2 plus Cu2 plus. And these all three formulas are very important. And this is for half cell. And E naught of cell is equal to E naught of cathode minus E naught of anode. Very important formula it is also. So these are some important formula. Those are very important for you. Right? So this is all about for today's first part of this chapter. You may ask any question on comments. Right? I will share homework with the students. Those are connected. Right? So they need to do that homework also. And other student may also ask questions on comments. So I will answer those questions. Right? Thank you for today. We'll discuss next part on of it later. Thank you.